They say vampires fear the light. But what if one learned to fly and hunt from above? Tonight on Horror Unfold, we're digging into one of Stephen King's most underrated nightmares, The Night Flier, a story about two predators, one that drinks blood and one that feeds on tragedy. This isn't your usual cape-wearing Count Dracula story. This is about a vampire who trades his coffin for a black Cessna and a reporter who slowly becomes the very monster he's chasing. And by the end, you'll question which one of them was truly cursed. It starts with a trail of death stretching across America's forgotten airfields, small towns, empty runways, bodies drained of blood, and one eerie clue left behind each time: a black sky master plane and a name scribbled in the flight log: Dwight Renfield. Richard Dees, a veteran tabloid reporter from Inside View, is assigned to cover the story. His motto says it all: never believe what you publish, and never publish what you believe. That line, it tells you everything about Dees. He doesn't chase truth, he chases headlines. To him, people's pain is just another paycheck. At first, he refuses the story. He's seen it all: demons, aliens, cult murders. Nothing shocks him anymore. But when two more corpses turn up, drained like empty water bottles, he can't resist. Because for Richard Dees, death sells. Dees takes off in his own plane, chasing Renfield's flight path across the country. Each stop feels like stepping into a ghost story. Runways smeared with blood, empty control towers with static buzzing through radios. Locals swearing they saw a man with black eyes, pale skin, and wings hidden beneath his coat. The name Dwight Renfield isn't random either. Stephen King fans caught the Easter egg immediately. Dwight Fry played Renfield, Dracula's crazed servant, in the 1931 Dracula film. So King's vampire literally carries the name of a servant of darkness. A clever nod that tells us this monster is part of a much older bloodline. But Renfield doesn't stalk the night like traditional vampires. He flies above it. His plane is his coffin, and every landing strip becomes a new feeding ground. As Dees digs deeper, he starts crossing every moral line. He bribes airport officials for photos. He sneaks into morgues to photograph victims. He even digs up a grave just to get a better shot. He's not uncovering evil, he's becoming it. And that's the real horror of The Night Flier. Because King isn't just writing about vampires, he's writing about the media. Renfield feeds on blood, Dees feeds on pain, tragedy, and fear. Both are parasites. Both hide behind tools of their trade. One behind fangs, the other behind a camera lens. You start to realize maybe Renfield's not the only vampire in this story. Then come the warnings. Each time Dees gets close, messages appear. Stop following me. You're trespassing in death's territory. It's almost like Renfield is toying with him, pulling him in closer, testing him. Meanwhile, Dees' young colleague, Catherine Blair, is sent by their editor to cover the same story. She's new, idealistic, and actually believes in telling the truth. Everything Dees lost long ago. When they cross paths, Dees lies to her, promises to share the byline, then locks her in a closet and takes off alone. One last flight into darkness. At Wilmington Airfield, Dees finds Renfield's black sky master parked on the tarmac, doors open, blood dripping from the seats. Inside, an old photo album. a pilot and his wife from decades ago. Proof that Renfield was once human. Then silence, no signs of life, until Dees enters the terminal. Dozens of bodies, mutilated, drained, and staring blankly into the void. He starts taking pictures, frame after frame, until his hands shake too much to hold the camera. Then the smell hits, and the silence breaks. From the shadows, a voice, calm, cold. "I like your work, Mr. Dees." Renfield steps forward. Not a romantic vampire, but a deformed nightmare, his face hidden in darkness. He thanks Dees for keeping the world interesting, before tearing his film to shreds. Then he leans in close and says, "You've been chasing death your whole life. Let's see if you can catch it." He forces Dees to drink his blood. Dees stumbles back, choking on what he's just swallowed. Reality starts to twist. The corpses he photographed begin to rise. Pale faces, bloodless eyes. They're not dead anymore. He grabs an axe and starts swinging wildly, screaming, slashing, trying to fight what might just be his own hallucination. When police arrive, all they see is Dees, drenched in blood, hacking at the air. They open fire, and just like that, the hunter becomes the monster. Catherine Blair arrives moments later. She sees Dees's body, and outside, a black Cessna lifting into the clouds. Renfield is gone. Back at Inside View, she writes the story, but she doesn't tell the truth. She says Dees was the killer, a crazed reporter who lost his mind, and she signs off the story with his motto: "Never believe what you publish, and never publish what you believe." The cycle continues. The vampire still flies, and the truth, buried like another victim in the dark. Stephen King's The Night Flier isn't just about a vampire. It's about addiction, not to blood, but to obsession, to fame, to darkness, to the rush of getting too close to something evil. King once said he wanted to show what happens when people feed off pain like carrion birds. Dees is that bird. Renfield is the reflection staring back at him. The plane, the graveyard airfields, the lonely skies, all serve as symbols of how isolating hunger can be, whether it's for blood or for a story. In the end, the Night Flier leaves us with one haunting question. Who's the real vampire? The monster in the sky, or the man who sold his soul just to take its picture? If you think the Night Flier was chilling, wait until you see what Stephen King connected it to next. Click the next video to uncover that hidden vampire link.